All right.
Hello. Welcome.
Welcome to another Casual Creeps. Today we are talking about...
Anaconda.
So delayed.
I thought you were good.
I know, we never know who's going to do the intro. It's just like, whoever wins.
Yeah, it's a coin flip before we start. And then we just make up something. But today...
I'm excited to talk about this movie because, oh my god, it was kind of a delight to watch. I wasn't expecting it to be as enjoyable as it was, because I think the last movie we watched was Congo, and that one was a little bit more painful to get through, but yeah, there were definitely some redeeming moments and redeeming actors that helped. But this one is this one was fun all around.
Oh, it's a 1997 gem.
Yeah.
And also launched a ridiculous, chain of sequels. The Anaconda captured the imagination of filmmakers for decades to come. Giant snakes, there's so many giant snake movies. Not just Anaconda, but, people just, I don't know, love the idea of watching a giant snake eat people.
For some reason. I don't know why that was such a trend in the mid-90s.
So funny. It's just, it is that time. Animal attack movies. And I think Anaconda... Well, no, I guess Congo came before it. But I'd say Anaconda was probably, that was the big one that I remember being, popular at the time. People liked it. J-Lo was in it. And Ice-T, or Ice Cube.
Ice-T?
No, Ice-T.
Is that a rapper?
That is a rapper. That is a rapper as well.
Okay.
He's on I don't know, one of those criminal investigation shows where he's the tough cop.
Oh my god.
It's a CSI type show. Criminal Minds.
Ice-T.
Ice-T and Criminal Minds. But yes.
Featuring Ice Cube. You gotta keep it cool. Oh god, so stupid. But I remember Anaconda being big, and then Arachnophobia being big.
Yes, Arachnophobia. Oh, that's good foreshadowing that you said that.
Oh shit, really? Because I hate spiders. I don't want to watch
That's
that.
the whole point.
Damn it. Okay, well I better just enjoy this moment of snakes, because I'm not afraid of snakes, but spiders, it's a different story. Yeah. So, do you have if you could encapsulate this movie in one sentence, how would you?
I wrote a little intro,
okay.
A little intro where, so it's here we go. When you hear the howling pig noises of a snake and the ramblings of an old white Republican trying to sound Mexican, steel yourself, for only death will follow, as the two great serpents will destroy all. Scales and greasy ponytails fly in Anaconda.
Oh my god. Scales and greasy ponytails. Yes. That's the perfect intro for this.
So Jon Voight. Just, perfect
Voight.
casting. Perfect, very racially sensitive casting.
He had what did I call it? The starfish face?
Yeah.
Jon Voight has the starfish face because he has
so grumpy.
His eyebrows are always in an anger face. I can't even move my eyebrows.
He has such an intense brow. He has evil villain eyebrows. Yeah,
his brows go into the Jack Nicholson brow shape where it's just angry, V, and then the corners of his mouth do the opposite shape of the upside down V, so it's a starfish stuck on his face constantly.
He never stops scowling the whole movie. Just
never. And there's moments. Yeah, you're doing it. There's moments points where he smiles, but it just is like a slightly less intense scowl.
Yeah, he's like a human being that has never smiled in his life, so he doesn't have the ability to do it. Like, he's only seen other people smile, but he doesn't understand what it's for. It's like...
Yeah, it's like
it
he
looks like when Arnold
raises...
Schwarzenegger in Terminator 2 tries to smile.
Yeah,
and he's like,
it's like he slightly raises his upper lip and his brows from being angry. It's like...
Well, somehow we'll have to get some photos of Jon Voight in a short that we make, because you just have to see his amazing face. It's like a montage of all of his expressions throughout the movie, because it's like exactly the same.
You need to see it, yeah, because it's so good.
But his face alone is just beauty in and of itself. But then he opens his mouth and he has almost... I still don't even know exactly what his accent's supposed to be, like where he's from. Is he Mexican? Is he from somewhere in South America?
Oh, yeah, he has like a slight Italian...
Yeah, a little Italian too.
I don't really understand why it sounds Italian, but it kind of does.
It's such a bizarre accent. Hey you, hey you. Like, it's like some guy trying to just do a really terrible
hey you. What are you? No, not like that.
That's going into French.
What are you? Yeah, he didn't sound French at all.
He sounded hilarious, though. So he had a sweet, kind of very vague Latino-esque accent, and he has like this amazing greasy ponytail, which is
it's terrible. It's like
so damp all the time. It's
so gross. It's like when when people get to the point of balding where they do comb-overs. It's like that, but he pulls the hair back into a tiny greasy ponytail where it's just like a single like greasy strand at the back.
Thin and long.
It's terrible.
Because he's a snake too.
Oh yeah, he's a greasy snake. I mean, I was gonna ask, like, why would he do such a thing? But it's not like he's trying. They're not trying to make him likable.
No,
in fact, there's
never.
one point in the movie that makes me laugh. It made me laugh so hard, where it's like, oh yeah, I wonder who the villain is, and it's like right after he's introduced and he's driving the boat, and it's like the only form of lighting is like they put a light directly under his chin, and you just see this wide shot of him driving the boat with his scowl and this lit up chin, like slowly drifting towards camera. It's like, oh yeah, he looks like a nice guy.
Yeah. He's gonna be trustworthy and very dependable.
He looks very trustworthy, yes. But yeah, I guess we could get into the description of the movie, like the overall plot, because it is a delight.
Yes.
It is, Anaconda is a 1997 American adventure horror film directed by Luis Llosa and starring Jennifer Lopez, Ice Cube, Jon Voight, Eric Stoltz, Jonathan Hyde, and Owen Wilson.
Yes, a very early role for Owen Wilson.
Which is hilarious, because I think it is one of his first roles, but he always looks the same age. Like, I think he was quite young, but he always looks 35. Even, like, when he's reaching almost 50, he still looks 35. He looks the same age.
It's his nose. It solidifies him in time. Like, because he has like that very character nose, it made him look older when he was younger, and now you just kind of relate like that look to him, and so you're just waiting for the nose to change, because you're always just drawn to the nose, but the nose remains exactly the same.
The nose remains. Yeah, you're right. It places him in time, and it's like, once he became famous, that's just him. That's his face throughout time. It never ages. He's like the lesser known Paul Rudd for not aging. Yeah.
Owen Wilson deserves some ageless love too, because him and Paul Rudd should just be in a movie about how everyone thinks they don't age and how like hard they actually try.
Yes. But yeah, so the movie starts out with a poacher on the Amazon River.
Mm-hmm.
And who is this actor, Chris? You knew who he was.
Oh God,
The guy,
now
the guy that was in jail. You were telling me about him.
Oh yeah, it's Machete. Yeah. Oh God, what the heck's his actual? I can't remember his name, but yeah, he's in a bunch of Quentin Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez movies, and this must have been like one of his very first roles because he looks like super young, but his face is still very old looking. Oh, it's Danny Trejo.
There you
Danny
go.
Trejo is in it. Yeah, a very young, old-faced Danny Trejo. That dude's got a character face. He looks the same age because he always looked like he was like 55.
Because he always looked old. Because he had a hard life, right? Before he became an actor.
Yeah,
He was in jail.
He was actually in jail. So I'm
Crazy.
assuming he had a pretty rough upbringing. But man, you go, Danny Trejo. You turned your life around. You're a movie star.
Hell yeah. That's so cool. I like that
Yeah.
story. But yeah, so this poacher, Danny Trejo, is on the Amazon River, and we see him hiding from something that is trying to break into his boat.
Mm-hmm.
And you just see him climbing up like this sail rod, or I don't know, some sort of tall rod thing on the boat.
Very technical boat term. The tall
Yes,
rod.
the tall wooden rod. He climbs to the top of it, and realizing he can't escape, he just commits suicide. He shoots himself. So that's the intro.
Right. Yeah, he kills himself instead of letting the snake kill him. Oh, it's
Well,
so
yeah,
great.
we didn't know what it was, but I mean, the movie's called Anaconda, so we can only
Yeah,
assume
they
it's
didn't
an
bury the
anaconda.
lead. The cover of the movie is just the face of a snake.
Yeah,
If there was no
So-
anaconda in the movie, that'd be bold.
that's true. It's just about, like, I don't know.
We
a
are the
fish.
anacondas, and we're coiling around ourselves.
Oh no, the anaconda would be Jon Voight. He is
Jon
the
Voight.
true anaconda.
I wish it actually turned into the taking of Deborah Logan, and Jon Voight turned into a snake person and started eating people.
That would be great.
That would have
be
been
so
awesome.
good.
Yeah. That's
yeah,
the
so
crossover
that's the
you need.
intro.
The character from Jon Voight crossover with Deborah Logan, and Jon Voight hunts Deborah Logan.
Oh my god, that'd be phenomenal.
Oh,
Just,
so
but when Jon Voight
Capture the
turns
snake.
into,
We make $1 million.
but when Jon Voight turns into a snake, it starts with his ponytail, like his greasy ponytail, turns into the snake, and then it just attaches itself. So like his greasy ponytail is just this snake head that's like back of his head.
That keeps biting him, like
Yeah.
It slowly
Yeah.
grows and then consumes him, and then the ponytail
Oh,
becomes
God.
him.
Yeah.
Yes,
Delightful.
that'd be amazing. Yes, this is the crossover that the film industry
Crossover.
needs.
Yeah. So, meanwhile, after this intro scene has happened, we cut to this film crew that is shooting a documentary about an Amazonian tribe.
Yeah,
And this crew
very David
includes...
Attenborough.
Yes, there is a narrator that is in this crew, and his name, I think, is Warren.
It's the
We
dad from
have-
Jumanji.
Oh, yeah. And then we've got
all I remember him
Terry,
from.
which I think is J-Lo. She's the director, I guess.
It's so funny that you're like you know the names because I can't remember any of their names. I just would always call them J-Lo, Ice Cube.
Oh yeah, we'll probably just call them Ice Cube and J-Lo and stuff. But
Yeah, the guy from Pulp Fiction. That's the redheaded guy.
I always have to go in and just read everything to refamiliarize myself with the story because there's moments I remember, and then this one is at least a little easier to follow than Congo, but still, I don't want to miss any of the good juicy bits, so I have to go in and refamiliarize myself. That's why I know their names. But
Yeah. Anaconda does a good job of keeping it simpler. It's like all kind of in the one location, just going down a river, and that's the location for the movie. So it doesn't go all over the place like Congo, getting all uppity, globetrotting and laser
exactly,
beams.
trying way too hard.
Yeah.
So we've got Terry, who's J-Lo. She's directing this documentary, and then her friend Danny, that is Ice Cube. And
Okay.
then we've got the production manager Denise, and Denise's boyfriend and sound engineer Gary, who's Owen Wilson,
Mm-hmm.
and the narrator Warren. He's like the British narrator guy.
Yeah.
And anthropologist Stephen Cale, which is J-Lo's guy, I think.
Yeah.
Kind of like a romance. We
Yeah,
don't
I
know
think
what's
so.
going on. And there's a boat skipper dude named Mateo.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the overall crew. And near the beginning of the movie, the group encounters I guess we don't know this at this point, but there's a stranded guy who's Jon
He looks
Voight.
totally trustworthy.
He looks so trustworthy.
I wouldn't
with
pick
his
him up.
greasy
I'd be like, that
ponytail.
guy did something bad. Don't pick him up.
Yeah, no, he immediately has his scowl face. He's like, hey, help me, And
He acts so aggressive right away, too. He's like such
aggressive.
a prick.
And he convinces them, like, he finds out that they're trying to film a documentary about this Amazonian tribe, and he's like, oh, I know everything about the Amazon. I can show you exactly where they are. And so they let him on the boat.
Let me tell you about the Amazon rainforest.
Yes, that's it.
Kind of like... That's kind of what he sounds like.
That is.
You want to go down the river?
I want to go down the river.
It's like kind of like slightly New Orleans mixed with a little Italian, maybe like
I don't even
slightly
know.
African.
Yeah, it's kind of like I think he was trying to do like an Italian mafia boss kind of a deal.
You go down the river.
Go down the river.
Yeah.
Going down the river.
He's clearly a white guy, so it's so weird that he has this accent.
Yeah, it's bizarre. I don't fully understand why. Maybe he was trying to do like a drug lord style
cartel.
accent. Cartel. I don't know.
If he had a mustache, that would have been amazing.
Yeah. but yeah, Jon Voight's name is Paul in the movie.
Yes. Oh, there you go.
And yeah, so they let him on
Father
the
of
boat.
Angelina Jolie. I just have to put that in there every time.
Wait, Jon Voight is?
Jon Voight's Angelina Jolie's father.
Wow. Well, she really lucked out with the genetics because what the fuck? How does she have his DNA?
I have no idea how he produced her. I think he probably stole her as a baby from another country. Like, that seems like something Jon Voight would do. Jon Voight's a heavy Trump supporter.
Person.
He said America has solved racism, so, you know, Jon Voight, you can make fun of him and not feel too bad about it.
Oh my god. Well, okay. Wow.
Jon Voight's a real-life creep, so he plays a villain very well.
Yikes. Well, I don't know whether to say poor Angelina Jolie or not, because I don't know if she's a great person either, but anyways.
She does a lot. She adopted a lot of ethnic kids. It's just humanitarian stuff.
That's true.
Maybe to counterbalance Jon Voight's awfulness.
Counterbalancing it a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then my next point is everybody hates Paul. Everyone hates Jon Voight.
He's so
a giant
doesn't he throw like a knife onto the table like right away? Like he's like
immediately is trying to show dominance.
Yes.
And it's just a giant asshole.
Like you would tell him to get the fuck off the boat. Like you would not keep that dude on your boat. I would not trust a word that he said.
No, not at all. And pretty soon after that, I can't really remember why the guys are going like scuba diving. They're going into the river for some reason, and Stephen Cale, who's like the anthropologist.
I think their propeller blade gets caught in like vines or something. They have to go down to get like vines out of the propeller blades.
So they have to go fix that, and so they go in, and somehow something happens to Stephen. And he comes up out of the boat, and he's, like, grasping his throat. He had a giant wasp in his throat.
So fucking big.
Immediately, Jon Voight takes over the situation and is just like, oh, I'll save you. And then he like stabs his throat. I'll save ya. Stabs his throat with a pen and performs
a tracheotomy.
I wrote it down on Wikipedia. It says cryotriotomy.
Tracheotomy.
Okay, sure. Tracheotomy. I don't know.
It's when you make an airway in someone's like throat and then make a passageway so that they can breathe if they're like if their throat's
it's an
swollen.
emergency, whatever. Yeah. Emergency procedure.
An emergency procedure.
Emergency procedure. Apparently Wikipedia wrote it down wrong.
I'd love to see you try to pretend to be a doctor. It's like just having to say scientific words.
Emergency procedure initiate. Like, which one? Oh, the one for the throat when the wasp's in there and it's closing. Yes, I always go into a British accent when I'm stressed.
That would be amazing if you're pretending to be a doctor and also British at the same time.
It's like you're adding too many layers to this character. You need to slow down. Yes, but I don't know how to speak in a normal voice when I'm lying, so.
He has like the biggest tell, just like so she goes really British when she's lying. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Like, Emma, did you fart? I don't think so. Why would I fart? I think it was the dog. We don't have a dog. Oh.
Fiddlesticks.
Anyway, fiddlesticks. Indubitably.
Just leaves.
Leaves. Yeah, that sounds right.
So yes, back to the fake accents in this movie. Jon Voight saves the day.
He does an emergency tracheotomy or whatever it was. And
he puts a pen in the dude's neck.
Yep. And there's lots of blood, and then he has to go and rest for the rest of the movie, basically.
He gets very sleepy.
Yeah. And then, basically, after this happens, Jon Voight takes over the boat and forces the crew to achieve his true goal, which is hunting down the biggest anaconda in the world.
Yeah.
Which is such a weird thing. Like, what a weird goal. Like, I want to capture the biggest snake in the world because it'll give me lots of money.
Yeah, because he's like an illegal snake poacher and snake a trafficker. So someone is apparently going to buy this big fucker. Like, what they're going to do with it, I don't know. But good luck keeping it in captivity.
Yeah, because he doesn't really want to kill it either. Like he
keeps trying to shoot it with tranq darts. He has a stupid little crossbow. He has that baby crossbow that he's always aiming like a tranq dart at. And he never hits this massive snake. The snake is so big, and he can't hit this fucking thing.
I know. Throughout the whole movie, he's tried so many times, and it's always so pathetic how it's like.
Look how big it is.
You're not going to capture the snake alive. There's no fucking way. You're one person.
One dart is going to, knock that thing out? Like, that thing must weigh, I would say a ton.
Thousands of pounds.
You need, an elephant tranquilizer, not, your baby crossbow gun.
Oh, my God. Yeah, it's terrible. So that happens. And then the boat approaches, they see another wreckage of a different person's boat. So Danny, Mateo, and Paul, which is Ice Cube, the skipper dude, and Jon Voight, they're all searching the wreckage.
Gilligan, too.
And Gilligan on the island, searching the wreckage of this poacher's boat. And so they're all just kind of hanging out in there. And
Jon Voight.
Yeah, Jon Voight sees a newspaper clipping of him on the thing with him on the wall. God, I can't talk. It's a newspaper clipping with a photo of him and this previous poacher that was killed in the intro. They're holding up this giant snake. It's snake. There's a little clue to his dangerous history.
Mystery of this evil-looking man being possibly evil.
possibly evil. We don't know. His
I didn't
face
need to
looks very
bother with the
nice and
mystery. It's
kind.
like, you know what? Everyone
Oh,
thinks you're evil already. Don't worry about it. Like, just let them know. They won't be
they didn't.
surprised.
They didn't exactly cast like a Disney prince to play the role. Like he's not an appealing looking man in
And
any
he's
way.
not charming in any sense.
He's
Like,
not charming. He's not
doesn't look
that
hygienic. He looks like he'd
appealing.
be
Not
very
hygienic.
smelly.
Definitely not hygienic. I'm like trying to find a nice way to say that he's ugly. He's not appealing.
He's got a lemon face. He has starfish lemon face. It's just like always trying to
Starfish
swallow
face.
itself.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got the small face and the starfish face. So.
Yeah, it's a deadly combination. And his
Watch
mouth's
out.
always just also open and scowling. So he's got lockjaw or something. Like he needs a tetanus shot.
Needs something.
He needs something.
So they're all searching this boat. They don't really find much, so they go back. But Mateo kind of stays behind for a bit. He falls through this snake-shaped hole, which was really funny in the movie because I was like, wouldn't it be nice if like the snake-shaped hole was like the shape of the snake horizontally and not just like a hole? You know what I mean? It's just
it's like the whole body of it. It's just like raises up.
It's like
at the same time
that had just like fallen through the floorboards in a perfect snake shape.
Yeah, like just dropped it from the sky and just like. It's like when the Roadrunner or Wile E. Coyote falls through something.
Exactly. But he falls through a hole, which is really what a snake-shaped hole is. It's just round, so he falls through the hole.
Damn! How can you tell if it's a snake-shaped hole? It's just a hole. You ain't special.
It's a special hole because it's in a movie called Anaconda.
Yeah. Otherwise, no one would know.
So you have to assume every hole-shaped hole is a snake-shaped hole.
Yeah, you can't take that risk. Yeah.
You can't take that risk. You don't know.
No.
You'll never know.
So like a hole is officially circular, but like what would be like a square hole? Like is that still a hole, or because that's like a square hole? Like a hole is just a circle.
Hole is probably like a manufactured hole. Like it was put there on purpose by humans.
It's man-made hole. Man-made holes.
It's like a dugout.
Oh, okay. Okay, it's dugout. There we go.
Dugout.
Watch out for that dugout. It's all these whole rules.
There's so many whole rules. Yes. I took a class
I never knew.
In college about holes.
Holology.
Anyways, this is going a little off.
That's good to know. Yeah, I didn't know these facts about holes, and now I'm confident the next time I go out. I'll know which hole is.
Don't ask me about other shapes. I only know square and circles.
That's it.
I didn't get. I dropped out of that class.
It gets a lot more hard.
We could get to the star shapes.
It's way more complicated.
So complicated. So the others leave, and Mateo falls through this snake-shaped hole. And
the old snake hole.
And very quickly gets basically eaten
by a snake.
We see the first CG scene of this snake, and it's amazing. It's terrible, but it's amazing. Because the snake just comes out, wraps around him. It's very CG, very mid-90s CG.
Oh, yeah.
And just crushes him and then swallows him and then
doesn't he like break his neck like Steven Seagal? He like goes like yeah, he does like sick neck break. The snake he's got pizzazz when he kills people. He's not just eating them.
He's got pizzazz. Yeah, because the whole snake is wrapped around him and then his head I think grabs
the top of his head and it's body turns.
Yeah. The snake bites onto the head, and then his body rotates everything the opposite way, so that the head is staying in the same spot, so it breaks the neck by moving the body. It's like, oh, that's so smart. That's actually kind of a clever thing to do.
Right? Someone thought about that. They're like, no, we can't just have him eat him like a normal snake. He's got to do something scarier.
Yeah, that is a scarier thing to do. So that was smart of them.
It's a Steven Seagal snake.
I feel bad for the 3D animators in this movie because there's some decent animation on the snake. It's not too bad, but it's just the
yeah.
CG rendering that I think mostly gives it away, because it does stand out from the
Yes. But let me tell
from the
you,
rest.
Chris from 1997 thought the snake looked awesome. It was like, at the time, I hadn't seen a big CG snake before. I was like, that is so fucking awesome.
Hell yeah, look at that
Yeah.
CG snake.
I thought it was so real looking. It was like, this is amazing.
This is a snake I can get behind.
Yeah.
So, Mateo's dead. He's dead. And
Out.
meanwhile...
Well, because he also had a connection to Jon Voight, so Jon Voight wanted him to fall in the snake hole.
Oh, because he kind of knew about... That's right, yeah. Mateo kind of was suspicious about him.
Yeah, so...
And he
Jon
died
Voight got rid of him.
very early on. And I remember throughout the scene, I was like, oh, please don't kill Ice Cube. Ice Cube has such a cute face. And he's like the nice one. He's cute and he's nice. Just like, oh, don't kill him. He's such a cute rapper.
Right? He's so lovable. He's like a teddy.
He's like a little teddy bear. It's like,
yeah, I want him to die. He's the nicest person.
The movie Ingrid Goes West, and we see Ice
his
Cube's son. It was so weird to see Ice Cube in this movie, because I was like, oh shit, they look identical. Like, they look like the same human, and they're both charming as hell in both movies. Like, they're like the same person. I don't know how.
Yeah. He got his dad's charisma.
And charming. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh, love to see it. But anyways, so they
the Ice Cube family, solid, ice solid.
I like the cubes.
Yeah.
Big fan of the Cube fam.
I like all the cubes.
And yeah, so now the other guys are back on the boat. We got Paul and Danny. So Jon Voight and Ice Cube are back on the boat. They're kind of like unsure where Mateo is because he never comes back. It's kind of like very quickly like that plot point where people are worried just kind of disappears because
no one really cares anymore about Mateo. It's like, whatever.
I guess to be fair, shit does kind of go down that night. So basically, once they get back, Jon Voight promises the crew he'll get them out alive if they help him capture his snake. Because people start to realize, like, this guy is a little shifty.
Yeah.
He's being weird. And Jon Voight kind of talks to Gary about this, who's Owen Wilson.
Oh, yes, and he gets him on his side. Gary, come here, Gary.
Gary, come here. I need to talk to you.
Gary.
Gary is very easily enticed by the prospect of money somehow. Like,
he immediately follows Jon Voight.
Yeah, his character is so flimsy that he just immediately changes. Like, somehow Jon Voight gets in his head and just turns him. And, like, his girlfriend Denise is like, Gary, not in that voice. Gary,
who you gonna listen to, Gary? Gary,
you've changed, Gary. But no, she's like, Gary, you've changed. He's changed you.
He's changed. It's like, he said one thing to him and he immediately, backstabbed all of his friends, betrayed everybody that he cares about. Like, these guys have probably a fairly long relationship.
He's like, look at this money. And Gary's like, you know what? I'm in.
I've never thought about money before. I would like to have a lot of money.
You son of a bitch, I'm down. Let's go.
Even though, like, he's a sound technician, what experience does he have hunting a giant-ass snake? Like, why would he think he could succeed at this?
Like, what does Gary bring to the table that Jon Voight is so excited to have him on his team?
Why does Jon Voight think this film crew is going to be capable enough to capture this fucking thing? Like, his idea is so stupid and flimsy. It makes no sense.
It's a very interesting idea for a movie that they chose to have, like, a documentary crew as, like, the main crew of people. I guess it's because they're not going to be, like, these super action people. It's going to be more realistic that they're going to kind of be fucked out
They
there,
wanted to
I
make
guess.
a grounded movie about a giant snake eating people.
Yeah, it's so grounded. It's very
Yeah,
grounded.
they really they kept it grassroots and really personal, so you could understand these people where they're coming from, and it could be you or I in that situation.
Yeah,
Easily the roles could be
definitely.
reversed.
Yeah, I feel like hiring J-Lo as one of your characters is very realistic. Every
Oh
woman
yes,
can relate to just being that effortlessly put together on
early J
in the
Lo.
middle of the Amazon. Yep.
Their hair is
Just
very strategically out
braless.
of place. Yeah,
Yes,
braless.
her braless, perfect hair curls the whole time, and the best butt in the world. You're just like,
That
yep,
butt don't
okay.
quit.
That butt don't quit, and she doesn't even need to wear a bra. That asshole.
she's,
So
she's always strategically moist. That doesn't
it's
sound
quite the
disgusting enough.
sentence. That's quite the sentence to just throw in there. She's always strategically
You
moist.
see the director, it's like, we need to make him strategically moist. I don't know why he's Italian, man, but
Strategically moist. I think that's closest to Jon Voight's accent, though. We need to make her strategically moist.
you sound like you sound more like, I don't know if that is. It's definitely not
Constipated.
Italian. Strategically moist. You sound like a Muppet.
No, not an accent in any way. It's just a muppet. You need to be strategically moist.
There we go.
Okay. Oh, wow. So,
Moving on.
moving on from I don't know what we were talking about.
It's best not to dwell on it. More
No.
questions will only lead to more misery.
to more misery. So Gary is enticed by the prospect of monies, and the Anaconda attacks the boat crew that night.
Yeah.
And Paul tries to catch. I wrote Paul tries to catch the snack. No, Paul tries to catch the snake, but it grabs.
Just, throw a net on it. Like, is that like his brilliant plan?
Yeah,
is just
it was
hook
so
a net
bad.
on it?
I'm pretty sure it's just like and then doesn't help in any
It didn't
way.
work.
And
That was all I got.
The snake immediately grabs and crushes Gary. It was like, okay, well, Gary. He made the wrong decision. As soon as he went evil, he had to die.
Yeah. Gary made the
And
evil
he crushes-
turn, so the snake sends him.
Yep, exactly. And Terry, J-Lo, she attempts to
snake
shoot the
vision in this
anaconda. What?
Is there snake vision in this movie? Do they have like ever from the?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
They just have the snake throat.
Oh
scene,
shit!
which is
Yeah, that's
cool.
right.
Eventually.
Get to that. Ooh.
But so J-Lo tries to shoot the anaconda, but Paul, like a giant idiot, Paul knocks the gun out of the way, and then the anaconda devours Gary, and we see his face getting swallowed. I loved this scene so much because this would have scared me when if I saw this and I was 10, but. You see the snake swallow Gary, and you just see, for some reason, the, outline of his whole face is just in the snake.
The snake's swimming underwater. It's underwater, and it's a full CG snake with a perfect cartoon CG outline of Gary's body, and his face is actually, creating indentation in the snake's flesh. So you can see, Gary's face through the snake flesh. It's just so unrealistic.
Yeah. It's like if you put up a giant plastic film of saran wrap and then press your face up against it.
Yeah.
It's like it's like
that was
that.
Exactly it.
But it's a snake. Yeah, it's amazing. It's so stupid.
Maybe because of Owen Wilson's massive nose, he was actually able to do that because his nose was able to push so hard into the snake.
That's right. Yeah, the nose pushed out, so that, it's very real. This only would happen with Owen Wilson, so I'm glad that they added that detail.
They did their homework.
They did. Yes, they did.
They actually put Owen Wilson inside a giant fake snake to see what he would look like.
Yeah, and then the CG modelers had to use that as reference, so it's very accurate.
I wish all of this was true.
I know, I would love it so much. So after this moment, the crew is angry for good reason, and they tie up Jon Voight. Yeah. So that happens.
Starfish face is caught.
Starfish face is tied up. The next day, the boat, they're driving their boat in the sun, and it gets stuck at a waterfall.
Oh, damn. Oh, we see some sick snake totems, too, along the Amazon River.
That's
like big snake god statues. Like, this tribal, ancient tribe used to worship the snakes as, like, gods.
Yeah, that's right. There's, like, some hints of some deeper backstory, but they never really show much. Where it's like, oh, look, there's history. There's dangers here. But we don't really learn anything.
They show some tribesmen on a shore at one point, and they blow up a rickety wall that was built in the water that apparently was filled with baby snakes.
Yeah, that was almost immediately after Jon Voight joined them on the boat, and he's like, we gotta go through this way. And there's like, well, there's a blockade here. Like, I'm pretty sure they're keeping us out for a reason. He's like, no, it's faster. It's a shortcut.
Just blow it up with dynamite.
Just blew it up with dynamite.
Which they happen to have on hand on a documentary boat.
They have everything on hand.
It's amazing. You know? They have quite a few guns.
Yeah, they have everything except for gasoline. Like, they're running out of gas slowly because they've just been idling for a while, I guess.
The barrels fall off the back of the boat during, like, the Anaconda attack. The Anaconda, like, wham!
The last Anaconda attack when, Gary died. All of the gas tanks fell off as well. That's right.
Yeah.
So yeah, the next day they're driving along and the boat gets stuck at a waterfall because they kind of just run into some rocks. And
water.
J-Lo, Ice Cube, and the British dude, they all get in the water to winch it loose. And Denise is still crying about Gary, understandably. I mean, they were, like, a couple.
Yeah.
And she tries to kill Jon Voight to avenge Gary. But this scene is amazing because Jon Voight strangles her with his legs. Like, he jumps up and then, like, he is, like,
gravity defying.
He's tied with his arms around, like, this wooden pole, and he's sitting there.
On his butt. Like, not even like he's on his feet or anything. Like, his legs are out, flat, plank.
And he jumps up from sitting while his arms are tied around this
pole. Out of shape 65-year-old man, like Cirque du Soleil's up this fucking pole.
And he whips his legs out and wraps them around her neck and strangles her to death with his legs.
Oh, so good. So good.
That's great. So she dies pretty quick somehow.
His scowling face is like, ah.
Yes.
There's so many close-ups of his face throughout the movie. Just, it's so great.
So, yeah, it's hilarious. And then he dumps her in the water, and that I feel like that is kind of what wakes up this anaconda, like this water splashing. I feel like it might have been something else, but I don't know. In my head, that made more sense.
Yeah. So boats are loud as shit underwater for animals, so, you know.
That's true.
Yeah.
So the anaconda returns, and I think Terry and Danny, so J-Lo and Ice Cube, return to the boat as the British dude is distracting it.
At least to my favorite kill.
Yes. So the British dude is, like, scrambling along these rocks, and he's getting closer to this waterfall, and it's getting intense, and he climbs up this tree and this tree branch, but the tree branch breaks, and, like, mid-fall the anaconda just, like, leaps out of this waterfall somehow and catches him. Yeah.
Well, because he I think jumps out of the waterfall, and like the anaconda's wrapped around like a branch, and so like it's just kind of waiting there. And he like goes out, and it's just like blah! It just grabs him midair and like rolls him up and
that's right.
Yeah. Wonderful. That was in the trailer. I remember that was the reason why I wanted to watch that as a kid. I was like, oh damn, that big ass snake ate that dude in midair.
Damn, so they revealed one of the kills in the trailer.
Well, trailers were very spoilery in the 90s. They just wanted your money. There's no internet sites to like, promote the movie or anything. So the trailer had to do all the work. Like that was the only way that someone would watch the movie, because there wasn't like all these podcasts and internet and YouTube.
That's true.
Back in the 90s.
So that amazing kill happens, and then
beautiful.
When J-Lo and Ice Cube get back onto the boat, Jon Voight attacks Ice Cube.
Jon Voight, the real snake.
So this is like the real snake. This part is very chaotic. So like Ice Cube gets on the boat, Jon Voight has escaped, attacks Ice Cube, then the snake gets Ice Cube, and then J-Lo shoots the snake, and then the throat stabby guy that from the beginning, he comes out and he tranquilizes Jon Voight in the middle of all of this. And Terry manages to get the snake finally, and Ice Cube is saved last second, and he gets back on the boat. And now Paul is tranquilized, and he's kind of like out of it, so that's good. But it was such a chaotic moment. I'm like, what the fuck? Oh yeah, I forgot that guy was still there with the throat stab.
Yeah, he's gone for so long in the movie. You completely forget about him.
He's just conveniently there to save them.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Hi. And then he immediately goes back to sleep. He's like, oh boy, that took out of me.
He's already just, that was enough energy for him. So now at this point, they realize they need more fuel, and they see a nearby shack. So
convenient shack built in this this ancient snake tribe area of the Amazon rainforest. Who the fuck built that? Like, why is there gas there? It makes no sense if you think about a modern day shack with modern day equipment there. It's like, that wouldn't exist there.
Yeah, it makes no sense. It's just, I don't even remember how they justify it. They're just like, I know there's definitely fuel in there. Let's go check it out.
Something over there.
Hey, okay.
Let's go.
They go, they check it out, they see all this fuel, and they're doing stuff. And then, out of nowhere, Jon Voight is there somehow.
How the fuck did that tranquilizer that was supposed to knock out that massive snake not knock out Jon Voight for more than 20 minutes? Like, how are they going to capture this thing?
How the fuck did he get out? So
he still wants to capture it alive. It's so insane.
And he covers them with stuff, like he ties them up.
Yeah.
Knocks them out, and ties them up and covers them with a bunch of shit, like blood, I think. He kills a monkey. He kills a monkey, drains the monkey blood, and pours the monkey blood on him.
I wish that was a scene in the movie, was Jon Voight hunting a tiny monkey, and you have to, see him, I set the trap with the monkey. It's just like...
There's already so much shit going on. At this point, I'm like, I 100% accept that this is a thing that he did.
Of course he could kill a monkey. His stare could probably, freeze it. It would be so terrible.
His stare alone just kills small children.
He just stares. Man, if he stared at a small child long enough, they'd probably pee themselves. He looks terrifying.
They would at least pee themselves, for sure. So
bare minimum.
He covers them in blood. And you realize he's using them as bait for an even larger anaconda, and the anaconda just
because they killed one anaconda, right? They managed to shoot it up. Yeah, so they killed one anaconda. You think threat's over, but no.
You're like, it's safe. There's nothing else to worry about. But there's an even bigger one.
Yeah, it's the mama one, because they find out that that's the nest, and they find all these young anacondas, and there's I think a bunch of bones and stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so they're
It's
like,
been
oh
eating some shit.
This anaconda lives in this shack. That's who built it. Mama Anaconda.
Yeah. Exactly. So this anaconda shows up, and it starts wrapping around
Doing anaconda
J-Lo and
stuff.
Ice Cube. Starts wrapping around the J-Cube.
J-Cube. That would
And
definitely be their dating name.
that would be their dating name, J-Cube.
J-Cube has been seen on the streets.
Ice Cube's he's too cute for J-Lo. He's way too cute for J-Lo. I'm on Team Ice Cube.
Yeah.
Anyways, sorry.
I gotta get these important facts.
We gotta get through this. We can do it.
Yeah,
So,
we're so close.
Jon Voight releases the net that wraps around the snake,
net.
And it's like a huge ass net. I don't know where he got this giant net, but it wraps around both.
It's amazing
of them.
all this shit's here.
All this shit. It's around the snake as well, and that pisses the snake off and immediately goes towards Jon Voight.
Mm-hmm.
And then basically swallows him whole, which is a really cool scene.
What was his goddamn plan? It's like, okay, I'm gonna piss off this snake by putting it in this net that can easily get out of. Like, then I'll have it.
Then it's fine.
He'll be right where I want him.
And yeah, it like, oh yeah, this was the really cool scene though, because they literally built the inside of a snake so that they could shoot Jon Voight being swallowed, which was like, that is cool.
Yeah, that's the money shot right there. It's like the inside the mouth snake cam.
Which is reminding me of some of the scenes. I haven't seen this movie yet, but some of the scenes I've seen from Nope.
Oh,
if
really?
you've seen,
no, I have not seen it yet, but I've...
Okay.
Oh.
Well, I won't spoil anything, but if you watch like the Red Letter Media review of Nope, they show clips of that part.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Well, I know there's aliens, so it could be anal probes.
They're all being sucked up a giant asshole.
No, they're getting stuff shoved up their assholes.
Oh, that's not as fun.
No. Well, both sound pretty terrible. I wouldn't want to be sucked into a giant asshole either. That also sounds pretty awful.
But it sounds abstract enough that it's funny. Getting stuff shoved into an asshole is like relatable enough that you're like, I don't want to see that happen to somebody.
I agree.
Anyways,
I agree.
Before I talk more about assholes.
A whole talk today.
It's a lot of holes.
Yeah. This Anaconda really gets you thinking about holes and what your feelings on holes are. Like, you know, it's just Anaconda.
You're not wrong. It's all a snake is just a long hole.
My God, they're just holes.
We're all just holes when it comes down to it.
We're just making different holes based off of what we look like. We're all just holes at the end of the day.
We're all just holes.
This is your new mumbo jumbo philosophy. You need to write a book and wear a black turtlenecks and talk about holes.
We're just holes.
Holes. You can have a little bongo drum. Yes, yeah, you get pretentious finger snapping. That'll do.
Yeah. So,
yes.
Jon Voight gets swallowed whole. And whole. He gets swallowed whole into a hole that was made specifically for this movie. And then J-Lo and Ice Cube escape, and the snake chases J-Lo, and she's like running up this like smoke shaft, and then in the middle of all this, the snake regurgitates the partially digested Jon Voight, and he winks.
He like pukes it at her to scare the shit out of her. It's like the snake's awesome. It's like, here. He tastes like crap.
Snakes have character in this movie.
Oh, they give like these like little moments to the snakes. Yeah. They're beautiful.
That was a pretty disturbing scene, I will say, because they did
goopy
really
Jon
good makeup.
Voight. He's very goopy.
He's disgustingly goopy.
What I would think a half-digested human inside a snake would look like.
Exactly. It's pretty nasty. And Jon Voight winks, and we're like, why the fuck did you wink?
He's not even dead. He winks.
No!
beautiful.
He fucking winks. He's not even like mad. He's still this like angry, bitter man that just like still needs to get the last word or whatever by
He's
winking.
such a prick till the very end. Oh my god.
And so the snake continues to chase J-Lo up this smoke shack, and Ice Cube down at the bottom, he pins the snake tail to the ground with a pickaxe, and then ignites a fire below the smoke shack with all this like oil or all this like lighter fluid, and it basically explodes right after J-Lo narrowly escapes and she jumps down. As she jumps down, it explodes, and the snake is like thrown out of the explosion, and
on
it's somehow
fire.
Still alive. Yeah, it's this like
Completely
CG snake on fire.
And it is howling so loud, making these crazy monster noises. The sounds are amazing.
The sounds of these snakes is hilarious, because I am quite sure that snakes can't make any sound except for a hissing sound. But they're all just like,
they don't have vocal cords. Like, yeah, they don't. It's like, it's just like this crazy.
Snakes just do.
Like I said, I think it's kind of like a pig noise, like altered and like warped so that it makes this like crazy sound. And then, every time it comes out of the water, it makes the exact same sound too.
That sounds like a crow.
It's a delight though. The snake sound are just wonderful throughout the whole movie.
I'm pretty sure they do have a practical snake, and they did set it on fire.
Head.
Yeah, a snake head which was set on fire. So it was like, okay, so they probably, I hope they shot this last, because this thing is kind of out of commission now.
Oh yeah, that's the end of that.
And it's still alive, it's still like snapping at both of them, and then Ice Cube kills it with an axe to the head, and then it's finally dead.
Yeah.
And afterwards, they're both back on the boat, and they reunite with the stabby throat dude, who's now conveniently waking up after the whole movie is ended and all the shit goes down.
I'm ready to pilot the boat now.
And while they're floating downriver, the trio suddenly locate the Shirashama tribe, which is the Amazonian tribe they were trying to find the whole time. And they help them escape the Amazon, which, in the end, Jon Voight did lead them to the tribe. It's just that this snake has probably been feeding off of them the whole time.
Yeah.
That's what made me think was like maybe all those bones in there were from the tribe they were looking for.
Okay.
But now that the snake is dead, it's like now they can come out and
they're happy. They're not terrified by this giant fucking snake that's always trying to eat them. And they're just tribe people, so you couldn't kill that thing with like a wooden spear. Good luck.
No. Fuck no.
You could like kill them all. You would not even like probably be able to stab through its head. So yeah, go guns.
Go guns. The only thing that will save you from a giant snake.
Guns.
Gun to the head, probably.
Yeah.
To your head or to theirs?
Gun to the head. Wow, Danny Trejo went the other way and put the gun to his head.
That's
He's like, this solves the problem.
It solves the problem, not in a way where you can continue living, but you're not there anymore.
You're not going to be worrying about a snake eating you anymore. So, if you ever come across a giant snake, just kill yourself and you'll be fine.
If you can't kill it first.
Yes. If you can't kill it first, kill yourself. That's our snake advice.
That's a really nice note to end this episode on.
Yeah. You know what? Anaconda has taught us many things today.
Yeah, I enjoyed that movie more than Congo. I mean, Congo was good, but this one was hilarious.
Yeah, it's overall a more entertaining movie. If you want to watch a fun animal attack movie, watch Anaconda. Don't watch Congo. I love Congo because I love Tim Curry and laser beams and monkeys.
Yeah, I mean, Tim Curry is delightful in that movie. He makes it a treat, and that movie tries too hard to be other movies, and this one is like, it knows what it is. it is just full on committing to being a movie about snakes, and I really respect that. So
The only character growth in the movie is Owen Wilson realizing he likes money.
and it's not even like a good, it's like a bad character growth.
That's the only character that changes through the entire movie. Everyone else stays exactly the same from start to finish. It's beautiful. It's a straight line, just like a snake.
It's true. Even being partially digested, Jon Voight still is an asshole.
Yeah, you'd think he'd be more concerned about being half dead, but no, he doesn't care.
No, he's not. He's winking. So
yeah. So, you want a good, fun popcorn movie? Check out Anaconda.
All right, podcast's over.
I don't want to be here anymore.